Good morning. This morning we are doing another ordnance survey route. So let's find my app. There's my app. I've been and picked my route, which is called Trail Magazine Born to be Mild. So we click on there. There's the route. We'll start route. That's where we are. So we'll start walking, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. So this morning we are in a village called Stanton in Gloucestershire, within the Cotswolds. Again, it's an absolutely beautiful village. There's loads of walks that are centred around this area and around this village. The one brilliant thing about this one is that I'm in a free car park. So it's a little village hall car park, absolutely free parking, loads of room. I'm here quite early, it's 7:30 in the morning on a Sunday, so it's nice and quiet. And it's next door to the cricket ground. I'll put a what 3-word location on the bottom of the video so you can find it. So anyway, let's start. I'll see you in a bit. Like those Toyota Land Cruisers. So here we are, this is the village of Stanton. Obviously made out of the majority of Cotswold stone. We'll be walking past the quarry in a bit, where a lot of the Cotswold stone is currently coming from. What a beautiful, beautiful village. The old dairy. We're just going to head round this corner, we're going to turn right, then we're going to go left. Just crossing over the road, and it's a left up this little path, and then we turn right. A lot of this walk follows the Cotswold Way. Those fantastic views. So we've got Winchcombe in the distance. We're walking diagonally towards a village called Stanway, which is another beautiful Cotswold village. Most of the paths around here are really well signposted and maintained. There you go, well marked out footpath. You've also got these way markers here with the acorn and the yellow arrow saying Cotswold Way. Now this section here, so we've still got Winchcombe in the background. This section here is just about the most picturesque part of the walk. So I'm going to take you through it. I'm not going to talk. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's the short diagonal footpath that takes us down to Stanway Village. I will talk briefly about an avenue of trees, which will be a bit of a theme in this walk, because we pick up the avenue later on in the walk, and the avenue is absolutely huge. I'd like to know the story behind it, because it gets picked up on the landscape much further on in the walk. Absolutely magnificent copper beech here, absolutely stunning. And we've got many veteran oak trees dotted around the landscape. Along here is a roadway, and there's an avenue of veteran oak trees that are dotted either side of the road. And it's my first memory of really appreciating trees and trees in the landscape when I was a young lad cycling with the Evesham Wheelers. We go on club runs every Sunday morning, and we were travelling through Stanton to Stanway along that road, and you pass underneath this avenue, and absolutely magnificent. There we go, look at that buttress formation on that beach. Absolutely wonderful. Right, I said I wasn't going to talk, and I'm talking rather a lot. Right, now we're coming up to this avenue. It's this part of it is newly planted, but you can see it's picking up the line of some of the original veteran trees. Right, I'm stood right in the middle of this avenue, and it continues down there towards Stanton, and it continues right the way up towards I think Hales Abbey is up there. We're going to be walking up that hill, and I'll show you the view from the top of the hill looking down here, and the avenue still continues. So I'm going to have to find out why it was planted. Definitely the best part of the day. Nice and early in the morning. So this is that road I talked to you about when I cycled from Stanton to Stanway. It's surrounded by this very, very old avenue of oak trees. Quite a few have been lost over the years, but as you can see, the landowner is planting replacements, which is absolutely wonderful to see. Right, we're going to continue down towards Stanway. There's another village cricket green over there with a thatched clubhouse, and we're going to be going left, left, left and walking alongside a very old mill in a minute. So I'll catch you up there. I did this walk a couple of weeks ago and I brought the camera with me. See the sunlight catching on the side of the cottage there, and I got a nice little picture of it. I'll pop it up on the screen if I can find it. Starkey's cottage. Vicarage cottage. We got the village church. And to our left is the entrance to Stanway House. Isn't that magnificent? You might be able to hear the stream to the right hand side of me. And we're going to be turning left just here. And there's a restored working mill. So we're turning left by the yew tree. It is signposted water mill. There you go. Probably the hive of activity in years gone past. Local water mill, part of the estate. Right, we've reached a stile, a gate and a main road, so it's a good time to check our app now, see where we are. So there we go. That's the blue line there is the proposed footpath. That's where we are. There's a discrepancy there because I think this route has been drawn up by someone in an office. So it's over the road, cross over, straight along the footpath, and basically we go straight all the way until we reach Woodstand Way. So great. Modern technology. I know we curse it, but very occasionally someone creates something that is very, very useful. This is the bottom of Stanway Hill, one of the main routes up to the top of the Cotswolds. And we're going to be crossing over. Hopefully we won't get killed. I don't know where everyone's going on a Sunday morning, so I'll catch up with you in a bit. One side of an avenue of trees, and there's the other side of the avenue of trees. I told you it was going to become a bit of a theme of this walk. Let's hope not. Just sheep by the looks of it. And look where I'm standing, right in the middle of an avenue. These trees look like they've been planted probably 15-20 years ago. They're quite well established for young trees. So I need to go online and find out what the avenue, or indeed if the avenue, is has been planted for, commemorating. So you go walk in the Cotswolds, and sooner or later you're going to find yourself walking uphill, and we've got to basically go up that hill in front of us. It's nothing drastic, but you'll get a bit of a sweat on and your heartbeat will raise a little bit. "8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and absolutely no one is about." Right, now you would think we were going to go straight on down there towards Winchcombe, but we're not, we're turning left. I'm afraid this is the start of our uphill walk. There we are, we're still continuing to climb up on top of the Cotswolds. And we have some, I can see an avenue of trees in the distance. We have some cows for company. I don't really mind cows. Earlier on the footpath takes you diagonally straight across the field. I tend to keep to the boundaries of fields. And I think if you're walking through a field full of cows, personally I like to keep to the edge. Because if they start getting a bit frisky, I can hop over into another field and hopefully have a fence between me and the cows. But you know, each to their own. These are young bullocks. Another lovely oak tree. Right, we'll continue on up and I'll catch you when we're at the top. Still going up. We ought to call this Beech Tree Gap, because it's a gap and there are beech trees here. Now, hopefully someone might watch this video. If I'm really lucky, someone who watches this video, excuse me sounding out of breath, might know what on earth that is. I'm thinking, because I think we're quite close to Hales Abbey, I am thinking that might be a boundary marker. I'd love to know what it is. Someone went to a lot of effort in putting it there. But I'm thinking a boundary marker. Please feel free to put your comments and suggestions in the comment box at the end of this video. Right, we'll continue on up this footpath. I'll stop halfway up. There's a bit of a viewpoint and we'll stop and we'll admire the view. Right, this is about the highest point of, oops, you broke my leg then. This is about the highest point of the walk. And guess where I'm stood in the middle of? An avenue of trees. And if we have a look, you probably won't pick it up on the camera very well, but if you have a look down there, the avenue continues all the way down through that little woodland and continues on and on and on, basically more or less as far as the eye can see. Absolutely fascinating. So if anybody knows as to why they were planted and if they commemorate everything, I'd love to know. Right, got some wheat there, it hasn't been harvested yet. So we came along the top, looked at the avenue of trees, and we did a left. And we're now on a nice typical Cotswold stone footpath trackway. And we continue along here for quite a while. I won't film much of it because I've already changed one battery in my GoPro. Why do GoPros use so many batteries? Incredible. This magnificent line of beech trees to the left of me. Absolutely wonderful. Very old. Gorgeous. Some of them are starting to break apart, unfortunately. but still lovely to see. Just walking a lovely tree-lined avenue. A lot of them are sycamores, a lot of them have been coppices. So we're going to continue up this road, and then we're going to turn right along the footpath and alongside a quarry, if memory serves me correctly. I'll show you that, it's quite interesting. So we've walked up the road and we've turned right, hopped over a stile, through a fence. Now we're walking along this field, and there is our quarry. That's where all your Cotswold stone comes from, if you're fortunate enough to live in a house that's made of Cotswold stone. So we're now coming up to the village of Taddington. Nice little village. I think there's a fruit and veg stall on the right hand side. Might be open on weekends. I'm not sure. I'll share it with you if it's open. We carried on here, and then if memory serves me correctly, we will be taking a left because Stanton is over that way somewhere. So I'll just show you the views and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Hello. Don't think I can get to you and say hello. There we go. Fruit and vegetables on the right hand side. Pauline's menu. Fresh vegetables for you to enjoy as in season. Pauline. Oh, isn't that nice to see? We've got the cauliflower, ooh, potatoes, leeks, bunch carrots, courgettes, eggs, and an honesty box. Nice to see. So we've come out of Taddington, up to a crossroads, and we've turned left. And as you can see, we're walking on tarmac. Now one of my, well, it's not a pet hate, but you know, I didn't plan this walk. This is a walk that's already been planned and published. But when I try and plan walks, I like to keep walking on tarmac and roads to a minimum. But at least this is a very quiet country road, so it's not all bad. Morning. So we've walked up the ever so slightly boring tarmac road. We've turned a right, and now we're walking on a slightly less boring, unclassified country lane. Let me just turn you around. There we go. We've got over there is Snows Hill Lavender. It was very busy the other day. Obviously this field has recently been harvested. I took some nice pictures up here. I'll put them in the video if I can find them. So we continue along here for probably about 3/4 of a mile, and then we turned left, and then we're off the roads. We're onto the old Cotswold tracks, and we're heading back towards Stanton. So I'll see you in a bit. Well, in actual fact, that was about half a mile long, so not all bad. Look at those views. Aren't they lovely? So we're taking a left through the gate, or around the gate. Now this part of the track is used Hell of the North. Hell of the North is a large cycle event, sort of mountain biking gravel event, and it is on Sunday the 1st of September. So good of the organisers to give advance notice, because it does get rather busy. I rode it a couple of times when I was much younger. I hope to do it again. Anyway, this is the beginning of quite a long straight track, so I'll catch up with you a little bit later. There you go. As you can see, it's long and it's straight. At least it's not tarmac, but because I've ridden this on a mountain bike before, every time I come on this pathway, I just wish I had my mountain bike. Absolutely ideal. And you do this section in about 5 or 10 minutes. But we haven't got a mountain bike, we haven't got a gravel bike. All we got to do is walk it. Nice views there. So, see you in a bit. Oh, got some horses coming up. Let's see if they come my way. Morning. Hiya. The last one through didn't close the gate. So we'll close it for her, shall we? There we go. And we will continue on our way. Yep, we're still on the footpath. Now there's another nice walk in the Cotswolds that's based at Snows Hill, with another free car park, and it's a great big loop. And if I was doing that walk, this footpath here to my right takes you back to the village, and it's really nice. It goes diagonally across the field, drops down and back to the village and the car park. But we're not doing that walk, we've got to continue on this rather long straight footpath. Well, you'll be pleased to know we have reached the end of that particular long straight track. So shortly we're going to start dropping down and start walking downhill back towards Stanton, which will be nice. So we're going to take a left. When I originally did the walk, I did go down that way, but we're going to go left. Now, just coming up on the left hand side used to be an old quarry, And myself, my two sisters, and Mum and Dad used to bring us walking up here. And Mum always told me that she learnt to drive in this quarry. Dad used to bring her up and she learnt to drive around there in an Austin 7, would you believe? Okay, Cotswold way to our left. We're going to go right. There is a path that goes straight on and that drops straight back down into Stanton. We're going to go a roundabout sort of way. Do like a well hung gate. Now if you look back on my previous video, which was a walk around Breeden Hill, I was talking about a big old stone that was set in the middle of a dry stone wall, and the stone had a, what I presume is a mason's mark, and you got the same mark there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to look that up. Presumably it's just a mason's mark, but it'll be nice to know. And with the good old internet, you should be able to find out absolutely everything. Right, we're continuing our slow descent off the top of the Cotswolds down towards Stanton. If you do this walk, you get very close to a lovely pub called the Mount at Stanton. It's got a lovely beer garden. Again, the theme with my walks, if you can incorporate a pub somewhere on the walk, usually at the end, all the better. But I won't be stopping, but I will point it out when we get close to it. Now, when I last did this route, there's a chap here installing this. Wow, look at that. That's one hell of a gate. And you get your own collapsible post for security. Oh, it's electrically operated as well. Wow. I gotta say it, I do like a nice gate. Alright, we're still dropping down and we're walking through the rather pretty village called Buckland. Nice properties behind you. Gee, I remember this place. I had some friends who lived here once. It's all been, I think some of those are comparatively new. Buckland Court. Oh, sheepies. Sun's back out. Countryside is looking lovely again. mix that up. Buckland Church. Very, very pretty. Now, I remember taking a picture of that, or at least I think I did. If I did, I'll pop it up on the video now. This old ash tree. Looking quite healthy for ash trees. Oh, look. I haven't talked much about trees on this video. We've got some lovely Ganoderma fruiting bodies. Poor old thing isn't going to be a lovely ash tree for much longer. Yeah, that's going to fail at some point. Bit of a shame. Starting to get a little bit cloudy. You can just make out Stanton village at the bottom there. So won't be long till we're back at the car. I do hope the rain holds off. I haven't packed a raincoat. Hi up. It's like a New Street station round here. So I've got weepy eyes. I wear contact lenses, and apparently I have dry eye syndrome, and the tears in my eyes just well up, and every now and again they just empty themselves. So it looks like I'm crying. Right, we are dropping down into Stanton. Right, well, just as I'm entering the one of the most picturesque villages in the country, my GoPro battery decided to give up. So what was I saying about GoPro batteries? So anyway, we're on the iPhone, so apologies for that. Just heading down back to the car park now. So as you can see, absolutely shame about all the parked cars. I look like a tourist waving my camera around. I came up here quite a few years ago in the snow, very early one morning, and oh, it was beautiful. Of course there were no cars up here. Anyway, so that's the walk. I'll go home, I'll get it loaded up, and if it's any good, I'll plunk it on YouTube for you. So I will catch you again in a bit.